stand on the other song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 576. It's Wednesday, October 9th, 2013, 9 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Shelley Shuhart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the Engineer. Plus, we bring you the return of Fabagoo Things to Do, where Steve Hansen, the founder of Fabagoo.com, tells us about fun things to do this weekend. Mike's Daily Podcast. And my recent trip to Daytona Beach was a lot of fun, but an interesting thing happened to me, my friend. Mike's Daily Podcast. And that is in my mom's guest room. There is a bed that's actually a futon, and those are really not the most comfortable things to sleep on. In fact, there's a bar in the middle, kind of like that Seinfeld episode. I was either sleeping on the bar or falling into the little gullies on either side below. And I tell you, that was like sleeping in a hammock. Mike's Daily Podcast, where you can't move to the left or right because you're stuck in the little gully. And it's so wonderful for your back. Mike's. So now I am talking to you from a podcast comfortable position. Yeah! Hanging upside down. Because that seems to be the only... No, I didn't have any back problems. But it was definitely a futon experience can be a tricky one, is all I have to say. And I'm glad I don't have to sell futons, because I would be lousy at it. Also, when I was on my trip, I left Basil the Boxer with Owen Welsh of the segment Welsh on the World. And he has that dog Bailey, which mangled my finger. You remember from that camping trip? Oh, it's healing up. Kinda. No, it's sort of healing. But Basil the Boxer and Bailey have sort of a love-hate relationship. Like, they love to walk together, so Owen and I will walk the dogs, and they have a lot of fun. But occasionally, when Basil's at Bailey's house, wow, Basil the Boxer and Bailey the little cattle dog / Russell Terrier can sometimes get into it. And get into it they do. They are like two boring married people, although I think what they do is sort of more domestic violence. In any case, neither one was hurt, although Bailey did get a little scratch. Payback's a bitch. Little bitch. And now we're just more conscious of when Basil and Bailey are together at Bailey's house, because that's where it always seems to go down. The turf war. Oh, look who just walked in. Hello, my God, it's Shelley Shuhart, the gift shop supervisor, and we sell futons in the gift shop. Why would you do that? Because some people want a souvenir futon from the last place on earth, where we bring you my daily podcast. And those are just flying off the shelves? I just sold one. I can't believe people buy futons. They're like a bed, only cheaper, and you can sleep on it or sit on it like a couch. Oh, that explains it, but I'd rather buy a crouton. Look who just walked in. Hello, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere the Engineer. Yes, Mike, sometimes dogs can get territorial. Well, Basil's an easygoing guy, but when he's got the other dog... Did I just say person? Yes, you did. I guess it's a dog. Well, you know how dogs are. They get territorial. Yes, that's just what I said. You know, we have a cartoon about that. Today's podcast picture has to do with broken record talkers that repeat themselves and repeat the same stories over and over again. Like the time I wiped blood off the Natural History Museum floor. Yeah, please don't tell that story again. Yes, we're begging you. Okay, a long time ago. We're begging you, Floyd. Oh, I thought you said you were egging me on to tell the story, which happened in a museum a long time ago. Anyway, there was also something interesting that happened today. The Republicans and the Democrats are starting to break down a little bit in trying to negotiate us out of the government shutdown and raising the debt ceiling. So today, some House Democrats had a meeting with President Obama trying to negotiate a way that maybe we should negotiate more. But President Obama said that he is going to negotiate with the Republicans only after the government is reopened and the debt ceiling is raised. He told Democrats that if he gives in now, Republican demands would be endless. And this is funny, quote, "The only thing not on their list is my own resignation." Oh, you know that's true. Speaking of complaints, because complaints were involved somewhere in that story, Here are 19 idiotic but real travel complaints, according to the Huffington Post. These were received from dissatisfied customers by Thomas Cook Vacations. And some of these are hilarious. One of them is, quote, I think it should be explained in the brochure that the local convenience store does not sell proper biscuits like custard creams or ginger nuts. You know, that was a British person. There were some complaints about sand. The beach was too sandy, said one person. We had to clean everything when we returned to our room. Yeah, sand does that. Another one says, we found the sand was not like the sand in the brochure. Your brochure shows the sand as white, but it was more yellow. Another person wrote, they should not allow topless sunbathing on the beach. It was very distracting for my husband, who just wanted to relax. Unbelievable. I compared the size of our 1-bedroom suite to our friend's 3-bedroom suite, and ours was significantly smaller. Oh, my gosh. I was bitten by a mosquito. The brochure did not mention mosquitoes. And finally, oh, this is unbelievable. My fiancé and I requested twin beds when we booked, but instead we were placed in a room with a king bed. We now hold you responsible and want to be reimbursed for the fact that I became pregnant. This would not have happened if you had put us in the room that we booked. And there's many more in this list of 19 idiotic but real travel complaints right now on HuffingtonPost.com or on blogdramedy.wordpress.com. Mike, I think someone complained in that museum. That's why there was the blood cleanup that I was mentioning before. Would you like to hear that story? Not really. So if you have an interesting complaint that you once lodged or heard, or if you think that the government will never reopen again, you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also, email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section Emails from Email. And check out the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. Bunch of great things there, including links to where to find us on Facebook. And if you like the show on Facebook, then when we post a new show, share that with your friends so more people will find out about us. There's also links to where to find us on YouTube, Spreaker.com, SoundCloud.com, Twitter, Yelp, and iTunes, where to find us on iTunes, and you can subscribe to the show there. There's also links to where to find us on Spreaker.com, where you can listen to the show while you're walking around listening to your smartphone. It's awesome. I do it all the time because I love to listen to podcasts and make them. And also at mikesdailypodcast.com is the link to Amazon's Deal of the Day, where you can get a great discount on all kinds of things. If you buy it through the window we have on the website, then we see a little bit of money through that. The blog and the podcast picture also are on mikesdailypodcast.com.
Fabagoo, things to do. Things to do.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Steve Hansen.
How are you, sir?
Good. How are you,
I'm good. Welcome back to the Bay Area.
Yes, I love being back here because it was so... It's just too green in Florida. There's too many bugs and sharks.
I don't like sharks either.
But it was fun.
Well, good. That was your mom you went back to see?
Yes, and they do have really awesome beaches, and the water is still so warm. It was like in the 80s.
That's nice. That's very nice. Did Basil get to go?
No, that's kind of a ways to go. You know, he'd have to fly, and he's a big dog. He's 82 pounds. It's, not very... He don't
fit in an overhead carrier, does he?
No, I guess if I gave him some really good drugs and he just passed out, maybe, but, there's no room anywhere for overhead luggage nowadays because nobody wants to pay for the, checking it in. They want to just carry it on. Everything's filled up in those compartments.
Really?
So.
Wow. Well, he was probably happy to see you when you got back home, huh?
Yeah. He's sleeping again, though. He's out cold.
Bree's right here underneath my legs, underneath my desk. She's She's just taking it easy here. She had her bath today, and she's all furry and fluffy and just taking it easy. I want to come back as Bree or Basil.
Yeah, either one. They have such a great life. And yeah, does it take like all of 5 seconds to give Bree a bath because she's so small?
Yeah, it's not a very hard job. I imagine with Basil, it's a little bit of an endeavor.
Yeah, I was trying to get him, actually right before the Daytona Beach, Florida trip, I was going to put him in the bathtub. I've got a bathtub, and his claws were already out. I had to pick him up, and I was about to put him right in the tub, and his claws were out. And I heard this one little scratch of the what is it, porcelain?
Uh-huh.
Or whatever that material of my tub is made of. And I'm like, nope, that's not going to happen. So he's been going down in this, into the bottom of my house. There's a shower that I use that's a walk-in. And he just walks into that now. He's been trained because I've had him over 3.5 years now. So he just walks right in. So why disturb a good way of doing it?
Nice, absolutely. Yeah, once you get him into the routine.
And have you ever flown anywhere with Bree?
No, I never have. I'm not a big flyer. I'm frightened to fly. It's been years since I've flown. I read all the things about only 3 out of 10 million things go wrong, right? But for some reason, I got a problem with it. So I'm a landlubber.
Like John Madden.
Yeah, John and I we think a lot alike. Yeah, so if it's I don't mind driving though. I don't mind. We have relatives that were in Arizona. 15 hours, boom, get on the road. I don't mind driving. Turn the radio on. I'm all good with that. But just don't want to get into that airplane thing. I know I'm missing out. There's a lot of stuff going on. So maybe that's why we started Fabagoo, was to find all the things to do in the Bay Area because I can't go anywhere else.
Well, yeah, so people really get to experience their backyard if they live in the Bay Area because of you guys.
I'm hoping so. Yeah, I'm hoping we're bringing fun to people around here and enlightening them with just so many things that our editors are spending hours and hours every week looking for this stuff to do, and most people don't have the time to go on the internet. They got 10 minutes, boom, that's all they got, right? What am I going to do this weekend? Yeah,
they got to figure it out quick.
Got to figure it out. Stat. Give me something to do. Everybody wants, instant results. So they get that with us. That I guarantee. So what do we have for this weekend in the Bay Area, Mr. Steve Hansen from Fabio? Well, I'm telling you here, Mike, because we are in October and because we are so much into the kind of the fall season here, and Halloween's just coming up around the corner. We've got several kind of Halloween related events that are going up and gearing up here in the Bay Area. So there's just so much going on, and a lot of it is to do with seasonal type stuff. So first item here is called Hallow Screen, and this is at the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco. And what this is, if anybody is not familiar with the Walt Disney Family Museum, if you are a Disney person, you love Disneyland, Disney World, then this is a place to go see. It's a big museum. They have over 25,000 items in their collection, lots of memorabilia. They put on lectures, discussions. You find out, how Walt thought. You get to talk with a lot of people that worked with and collaborate with Walt. But they got this one event coming up called Hallow Screen, and it's basically different types of Halloween-related type movies, cartoons. And they're playing different ones every day over at the museum there. So not only do you get the regular stuff of appreciating the museum, but they got these nice Halloween-themed movies and shorts and cartoons that are going on off and on throughout the entire day and evening when you're over there.
Awesome! Wow! And actually, that museum is not. They say on the papers, on the literature, as they say, that it doesn't really have an affiliation with Disney company. The Disney. It's not like a Disneyland-owned thing. It's just more of a let's take a look at Walt Disney and his life. Yeah, so it's not. I don't think it's got the gimmicky sales thing, going on with it. You're really just experiencing, part of the history
what made Disneyland and Walt Disney such a spectacular creative guy.
And that's in the Presidio in San Francisco?
Over on Montgomery Street, and that starts. Hollow Screen starts October the 11th, which would be Friday, tomorrow. But it runs all the way through Halloween.
Awesome. Okay. Very good. Actually, wait, we're recording this on Wednesday, so it's 2 days from now.
Yeah, so 2 days from now. There you go. That would be on Friday, the 11th. They also have coming up a tribute to Annette Funicello. So lots of stuff about her and her life and behind the scenes pictures and memorabilia related to her. So for the person that wants to engulf themselves in Disney stuff, this is a really great place to go. And of course, it's totally family oriented. It's in San Francisco. Wonderful place to go any time of the year.
Annette Funicello came out of the Disney machine, just like Miley Cyrus, but I never saw her twerking. She just did the beach blanket bingoing, is all she...
That was it. All very fun.
Ah, that's awesome. Oh, and then she promoted that peanut butter for a long time. Skippy! That's what it was.
Was she Skippy?
I think. I know it was a peanut butter. And when I think of Annette Funicello, I think of people saying full of jello. Full of jello. That's a good way to remember it. But she was lovely. So what else have you got?
Well, we've got, for those that are animal lovers, and we know two of those that are on the phone right now, we've got the Hop Along and Second Chance 20th Anniversary Furball Celebration going on October the 12th. That would be Saturday. That's over in Jack London Square. And what that is, this is a group of people, volunteers that put this organization together, and they've rescued, found homes for, rehabilitated over 22,000 dogs and cats in the Bay Area. And these are dogs and cats that might have otherwise been lost, died on the streets, been euthanized. So these folks that Hop Along go out and they basically help adopt animals. They find homes for them. So what they're having to raise money for their totally worthy cause and their totally worthy foundation there is they're having a live auction. The auction process has kind of already started. They're having vacation getaways. They've got donations coming from lots of businesses and people. And so on the 12th, they're having this wonderful auction. It's a live auction, so there's lots of wonderful things that you can donate money to and then walk away with. And they guarantee to delight and surprise with all the different auction items that are going to be going out there. So a great cause and a great place to go meet other people that are kind of like-minded and maybe walk away with some cool items through this auction that they're putting on. So it's a win-win deal.
And is that in the afternoon on Saturday?
That runs from 6:30 to 10 p.m.
Oh, in the evening.
Yeah, 6:30 to 10 p.m.
Excellent.
So all of these events, one can learn more about them either by visiting their website, find out what the fees are to go into these various events. You can also visit our website and email me, and we're always happy to look up information for busy people to let you know kind of what the deal is with any of these events here.
Steve Hansen.
We've also got coming up here the cornfield maze and pumpkin patch. And if you've never been to that, it's pretty darn cool. This is out in Livermore. This is put on by G&M Farms, and it's a once-a-year deal where they grow corn, lots of it, through the spring and the summer, and then come this time of the year, they go through, and somehow through satellite imaging, they go through the entire area of corn that they raise, and they knock down the corn, and they create paths and trails and little hideaways within the corn. So it's actually a maze. You have a start and you have a finish, and as you go through it, you just feel that you're walking through these different areas, and they have different characters sometimes that are kind of hiding in the corn that'll kind of jump out and give you a little bit bit of a fright, which is kind of fun when that happens. But the whole thing this year, every year, they set this up, and they do it based on, if you were to look at this maze from out in outer space and look down on it, it's set up with different pictures. And this year is the Giants and the A's. And so what you're walking through just a maze from up above. If you were in an airplane looking down at it, you would see the Giants and the A's logos connected with a big Bay Bridge.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
And if you go to their website, this is G&M Farms, if you go to their website, they have all the years of the different pictures. 1 year it was a state quarter, and you don't know that when you're walking through it. You'd have no idea. It just looks like a big maze that you're going through. But from up above, get in the helicopter, look down, this is what you're going to see. That this particular corn maze has been featured twice on the David Letterman show. So it's a big deal. Not only is it a corn maze, but as you go out there, you take the whole family out there. They've got a pumpkin patch out there. They've got gourds and different things that you can purchase to bring home. They've got like some hay rides out there, so it's a pretty fun experience. If you go to their website, they have a nice coupon that you can download to save $1 off of admission.
That is so cool, and I've been in corn mazes before. And it's always a neat experience to get that smell of, the corn and the pumpkins and everything. It feels very fall, autumn. But to have it all actually look like an actual thing from outer space, that's so extraterrestrial, and it reminds me of the UFOs that do the crop circles.
It's like those, you're right. It's like those crop circles. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you look at this thing and you look at their pictures, and they've been doing this for, more than 25 years, and you look back on all the different things that they've taken the photographs of, somehow their tractor or whatever that runs through this thing is somehow connected with GPS through the satellite imaging that allows them to go through there, and with 100% accuracy, they're able to reproduce any design. And we're talking about normally like over acres of land that this thing gets blown up into that become these pictures.
Wow. I love that. I love a corn maze, and then the chill in the air because it's autumn. Do you like the chill in the air, Steve?
Yeah, I do. I like the chill in the air rather than the heat in the sun myself.
It's kind of neat. It's that time of year for that kind of thing. Well, that's another great tip.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then there's also coming up. There's on the 12th is the Sonoma Harvest Festival, and that's for the entire family. It's a full day of outdoor activities. There's a juried pie contest. So if there's a baker out there, you want to bake a pie. It has to be a homemade pie of any type. You bring your pie in, and if you bring your pie in, you get free admittance. And it's a juried pie contest. They're going to have art projects. They're having a pumpkin patch with pumpkin painting. There's going to be a scarecrow building group class that you can learn how to build your own scarecrow. There's tractor rides. There's going to be a fun raffle, food and beverage. There's going to be plant sales, harvest goods, and then they've got the what they're referring to as the ever popular straw bale fort. So this is a fort that's made from bales of hay that I imagine everybody can go into. It sounds like something great for the kids to explore and go through these big bales of hay. And it's probably in its own right kind of a little mini maze, but it's got windows and all kinds of cool stuff for the kids to crawl through. That sounds totally exciting. That's over in that's in Sonoma, and that's on the 12th, Saturday.
Okay. And do you bake pies yourself, Steve?
I don't, but my wife Sabina, she's the baker in the family. She does a pretty darn good job.
And Sonoma is so nice with the wineries and stuff up there.
Oh yeah. Gosh, you go that little city square up there. That's a cute little area up there. We like to get away up there maybe once a year and go stay and walk around the little town. And they got nice little breakfast places and all that. That's all nice stuff. And I got one more here for you. This is
perfect.
This is in Alameda, so this is pretty close by to the East Bay. We got the Crab Cove. It's at the Crab Cove Visitor Center and Aquarium in Alameda. And what this is, if you kind of want to go out and help preserve wetlands and wildlife, what this is, it's on October the 13th, which is Sunday. It runs from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And what's going on is you go out there, you got to bring sturdy shoes, long sleeves, a hat, maybe some gloves. And what you're doing is you're going out with a bunch of other like-minded people to pull invasive and non-native plants on the sand dunes, preparing the land for future restoration with California native plants that support wildlife. So it's another good cause thing, and helping kind of protect our bay here. So that's something for the whole family also. Get out and spend a few hours under the sun working together for a good cause.
Excellent. Wow. And I'm going to take some of those invasive plants that I pick, and I'm going to make a nice little invasive plant pot, or what am I thinking? What's the word? When they put a bunch of plants, one of those things.
Like a terrarium?
A planter.
A planter. And these would be kind of your bulletproof plants, is what you could call these.
And then my planter will be quarantined and won't be allowed. But, that sounds great. Alameda has some beautiful, little beaches and stuff. It's neat because it's an island. And it's got great views from, every angle. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Great place. Have you ever been over to the Alameda Point Antique Fair once a month?
No.
That's over there off of Webster, over on the where the old naval base was. There's a lot of interesting area out there with lots of outbuildings and warehouses, and of course it all got abandoned after the military left over there. But there's this amazing Alameda Point Antique Fair that goes on over there. It's usually the first Sunday of every month.
Oh, yes, I've been to that.
It's an amazing thing. I mean, you go back, it's a history lesson. There are usually 1,000 vendors, and they got to sell stuff that's over 25 years old, and you find professional dealers there. You find individual people bringing stuff out of their attic. But what I was pointing out is that this location has the best view of San Francisco ever. So if you go into this place and you go to the very back, you're in a place where you view San Francisco that you just never would see San Francisco from if you weren't at this old naval base.
That's right. I have been to that, and that has a fantastic view. And they got food trucks out there too, and it's
I was going to say the food trucks. They got the best breakfast burrito.
Okay.
At the food trucks. It's the white food truck with I think a red and a blue stripe on it, and they got these great breakfast burritos. I go over there with my wife, and that's kind of the main reason I go over there. It's not for the antiques, but for the breakfast burritos.
I like to see all the hipster kids walking around wearing their grandfather's clothes. I love that.
Yeah, you see that. You're right, and they do. And there's some cool looking outfits over there.
It's like, I don't remember wearing those old of clothes when I was that age, but wow, they carry it off. It's very Bay Area hip.
Yeah, you're so right. There's so much of that goes on over there, and if you want to wear that stuff, there's all the vendors that are selling all that vintage wear over there, so you can really be your own individual.
And one other thing really close to there is Hangar 1, where they make the vodka. It's like a big vodka plant, and that's also in one of those old retired military hangars.
And I'm not familiar with that. That's right over in that same area?
Yeah, you just go. You can actually see it, I think, from that festival.
Hence the blimp that flies around Hangar 1 vodka.
They have the Hangar 1 blimp. That's right.
All right. So it's a local product.
I hope the pilots of that blimp aren't drinking the product.
Boy, oh boy, at least wait till they get landed, right?
Yeah, because with the vodka, you take off without any help. Well, those are some great ideas. Hallow Screen. And
and there's a lot more. If you go to Fabagoo, that's fabagoo.com, Fabagoo, Fabagoo.com, we have a seasonal category on there, and we have an editor that's assigned to seasonal. So this time of the year, there are so many awesome events that are going on that get categorized into that category that if you want to go enjoy yourself in October for fall-related, pumpkin, Halloween-related type stuff, just go visit that seasonal category. It is just stuffed plumb full with seasonal events that you can go enjoy.
Thank you so much, Steve. Say hello to Bree, your dog, and your daughter, Lacey.
I shall do it, sir, and you have a good evening, and welcome back. Glad to see you're back online here, and give Basil a little pat for me.
He's dreaming about Hangar 1 vodka, I think, or something.
Nice. I like the way he thinks.
As we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is the cartoon, the drawing, where I am speaking to the Brewmaster.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh boy, what are we talking about?
Broken Record Talkers, or BRTs.
Wow. I think that you will be a tease too.
What?
Yeah. BRTs.
No.
BLTs?
No.
I'm gonna leave.
All right, well, just, walk over there by that tree. That's a nice tree you could stand next to.
Okay.
Yes. So that's right there at mikesdailypodcast.com. Mike Matthews, I just sold another Last Place on Earth souvenir futon. That's great. Oh, I see the people carrying that futon off over to the parking lot to put it in their car. They're putting it on top of the car. Okay, so much for that. No refund. Tomorrow, we will bring you the segment, The Bottom of the Charts. Plus, we'll hear from Benita, the disgruntled fiddle player, and the Brewmaster. And I will probably have a very interesting piece of news that I will tell you tomorrow. It could be good news. It could be bad news. We will see. It will be decided tomorrow, and I am looking forward to finding out how it's going to go one way or another. I can't be more specific than that, but believe me, I am on pins and needles and will probably not sleep tonight. So I'll let you know more about that, what I can let you know about, tomorrow. Yes, we're begging you. Okay, a long time ago, I was in a museum. And there was a really bad accident. Please don't go any further.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!